Day 84.
Day 84.
How was
Nice
your day?
Sunday in Liberia. It was good. We went and swam this morning after breakfast and got some exercise for 30 minutes. That was good.
That was good. Before the crowds got here, they've been having a party.
Yeah.
Celine Dion's album has been playing almost the whole time.
And then when it hit 1 o'clock, it was like the floodgates opened and everybody, I guess, got out of church and lunch and just came to the Tropicana.
Mm-hmm. We tried to listen to our church service from Cape Coral today, but it kept pausing out. So
everybody's having a big hootenanny today. They're still partying.
I don't know if you should call it a hootenanny. A hoopla. A hootenanny, I think of a negative thing. I don't know.
We used to call that
Netflix started working. Netflix started working, so the kids are happy.
We have intermittent internet.
We get to celebrate our oldest birthday tomorrow here in Liberia. She has been told she'll have another birthday party when we get back home. We're starting to do the timeline that we might have a few birthdays we have to celebrate here.
We have to have one
So we have another
collaborative
one,
birthday of all the people.
April 19th, and another one May the 7th. So we are very optimistic that we'll get custody in the next couple weeks of our kids. That'll start a whole new problem of the U.S. Embassy probably blockading things for us, but we would just rather have them living here since we're here and start getting to know them and parenting them firsthand. So we'll get to paint the orphanage some too. We need to get that painting done before we get custody of them because they're not going to want to go back there and paint. And I cannot leave those men I cannot leave the two little security guard guys. They're not little, they're big, but two security guys and Albert and those nannies to paint that entire retaining wall. That's too much. So there's that. So I know a lot of you guys laughed at me. I had a couple of you guys message me and say that you laughed at my pharmacy comments and that, sorry if your kids were watching the video. Normally we're pretty PG, and I felt like that was fairly PG, but
it's just descriptive.
Uncomfortable conversations about condoms and Viagra with your 10-year-olds now.
And now this video will do the same. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I mean, before that, I was really talking about sex trafficking and videos and pictures of your kids online. Don't do that. So, just here for all kinds of advice.
So what would you say about paint? We don't want to leave it to those guys.
I do not want to leave that. I mean, I really want to help them with that paint project. I cannot. That's a lot to paint.
Be on the lookout for heat strokes. It's not so cold.
We could go. I mean, I feel like we could go not tomorrow because of it being a birthday, but maybe we could go in the morning Wednesday and do some scraping and painting and just at least start a section. I mean, I'm not getting on any ladders.
I don't think we'll have to.
Get on ladders? I think we're going to measure that wall because I told Jeremy I thought it was 20 feet and he just was like, no. But it's really tall, so we're going to measure it.
You just have to use your, a basketball goal as your...
That's 10 feet. It's taller than that.
I don't think so.
You don't think it's taller than a basketball goal? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, we'll be measuring. It might be 15 feet, but it's certainly taller than these ceilings. And see, that's the thing. It's
these are 8 feet, I think, so.
These are not 8 feet.
They are.
These are a little bit more than 8 feet. We're going to measure you.
My wingspan, I can almost touch it without jumping.
You can touch 8-foot ceilings in our house without jumping.
Not true. I have to jump.
But these are, I mean, that's the tray
I'm only
part.
6 feet.
What about over there? These are shorter than there. Anyways, I didn't pack measuring tape, or we could just put this to bed right now. But I think that they're taller than 10 feet. So that's going to be the bet, plus or minus 10 feet. I think they're more than 10 feet, maybe 15 feet. Jeremy thinks they're 10 feet or less. No taller than a basketball goal, he says. You know that's the rim, right?
I can't touch the rim.
10 feet is the rim.
Yeah, I can't touch it. I used to could, not now.
Is the barbed wire included in the measurement or no?
No, just the fence. We're not painting the barbed wire.
It's not a fence, it's a wall. I mean, it's a fence, but it's a wall.
Yeah.
Thick wall. I guess we have to paint the outside too if we're doing it to protect it. Oh. Whew. Just got a little lightheaded.
No, it seems taller from the outside because of the slopes.
It can't be taller from the outside because of the slopes. We're talking about the ground that it touches up to the top.
Okay.
And you think it's 10 feet?
Mm-hmm. 10 feet.
Do you want to measure one of these walls just to make sure before you really put in your last
No, I'm good.
wager? Or you're completely confident that I am literally 10 feet off in a measurement, a spot measurement, 10 feet?
Yes.
Okay. We shall see.
Because it would be the top of the second story of this room of this building to be 20 feet.
No. I mean, I think it's more than 10, maybe 15. 20 might have been too much. But, I mean, the square footage, it's a big wall regardless.
It's going to be a lot of paint.
I mean, how long do you think it is?
It's like
100 feet long?
Oh, man. I would say it's like almost 80 yards all the way around.
Which is 210 feet.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I miss being at our house and counting bags with you. I do feel like we're kind of nearing the finish line. Have we told them about your plan to go? We did that on another one. So, is there any more handmade wooden objects? Let me know. So, I'm going to do a noonday show in April to help with the repairs and the solar panels basically that need to happen at the orphanage. I'm going to do a noonday show and donate my commissions. I'm going to do it from here, so I really need you guys' help. We'll create a Facebook group, and I need everybody that watches these videos in it, if you can. Liking, commenting, posting, talking about the items, and I need you guys to invite your extended family in. So if you're an adoptive family or just supporters of this, I just need you to really start making a list in your head, or maybe just write it down. But I needed I need everybody to grab about 3 more people and bring them to that, because we need a good turnout for that. The couple things, the noonday show, the trunk show itself, the commissions can be like between $300 and $800, just depending on how the show goes. And to be able to do that would be great, because we need about $2,500 to get all of the solar panel stuff fixed the way it needs to, including installation. And then that way they will basically be off the grid. And then they can take that wherever they want to go. If they want to build a bigger home, they've talked about wanting a bigger home with a better playground and all of that. So they're going to be here in this location for at least 3 more years. So that's down the road. But yeah, so then be thinking about that. And there'll be stuff, people can buy for Mother's Day, graduation. What's the other thing? Graduation, Mother's Day. Wedding season is upon us. Bridesmaids gifts. Like, you can buy some noonday stuff for bridesmaids gifts that are fantastic. Wedding gifts, like for girls, like just the bridesmaids stuff, like the bracelets, the necklaces, the shoes. Shoes are great. For bridesmaids gifts. So just be thinking about that, the bags and stuff. I have some noonday giveaways I need to do soon, but groomsmen gifts, some wallets, pretty cool. So Jeremy likes the marble slab dish for butter.
I do.
Yeah. Are you tired?
I am. Wore out.
I took a nap on the couch while Jeremy was cooking dinner. And I'm still tired.
We had a lot. We got lazy on the dishes. So we had like 2 big loads of dishes.
Well, we weren't being lazy on the dishes as much as we were waiting because of the laundry. Because we got to use the sink for laundry.
And then I just finished cooking.
Jeremy was out of clothes though.
So
I had to wash his clothes.
I feel like it was a lot of maintenance.
I've had to hem clothes. Like, I've had to, not hem, but like holes in clothes. Like, normally I'd be like, this is going in the donation bin. I'm buying new stuff. Amazon will bring it tomorrow. And now I'm like sewing stuff back together and like patching it, trying to make it work. And the shoe thing, like, is really just beyond me. Like, it's so hard to find shoes that are the right size. It's a lot.
There's no fancy aisles and labels. It's just like,
it's just like somebody with, and who knows where these shoes have been. Like, they probably have hepatitis. Shoes can't have hepatitis. Jeremy's like, I wonder if that's possible. So of the things that I found in the pharmacy that got the most excitement from everyone would be definitely the Viagra and the condoms next to each other. And the brand is like, it's called like Nightfire or something. But the next thing that Jeremy got really excited about that I told him was in the pharmacy was rabies vaccines.
We were so worried about
and
that.
I did not ask the cost of the rabies vaccines, but I wanted to. But, I mean, they were just sitting they were actually sitting on the ground. They were restocking the shelf. So they used them, but it was like the rabies vaccine. I'm like, oh, I bet that's not too much. Because we bought a lot of stuff. And we spent some money, but, I mean, for what we got, I was like,
you guys got boxes of stuff.
Yeah, huge box. And then something else, a smaller box. It got carried, and I really thought it was going to fall down because we had to walk back. Because the intersection, the junction there is the ELW junction. And it's closed to road traffic with cars right now because they're doing some construction. So I'm trying to think of something funny. I feel like I've been kind of doom and gloom.
You could talk about how you were drying the chairs in the front of our building, or drying the towels and on chairs.
I keep getting so mad at people. So, like, it's hard to understand. I'm just going to take you guys over there and show you real quick. It's hard to understand our setup because, like, when you look behind us, you're like, this looks pretty nice. And it is. It is pretty nice. But, okay. So, here's our little living room area. But I'm drying our clothes. All right. But then there's no way for me to flip this camera around. So, we'll just have to go together. So, this is our sliding door, right? Can you hear the techno? All right. So... So this entire pool deck today was completely full. And I had 3 chairs sitting out next to, I'm just gonna walk out here, see? This is mine. I'm gonna pan around. They still got the music going. There's the pool. And that's the beach behind me. So they're kind of winding down. But there was like standing room only. So I had these little chairs, 3 chairs with our towels drying. And from this morning, because, you know, there's nowhere to dry them now. And I had the curtains open because I was trying to get as much sunlight as possible into this little corner unit that we have. And this dude, so you can't, like when you're outside, you can't see in. Okay, so like they can't really see us. Even if you get really close, huh?
In the daytime, especially now they can.
Yeah, at night with the lights on, obviously. So this dude, he looks like he's had a couple. I mean, this side, the kiddie pool, this is actually the kiddie pool. It's really long. It's about 1.5 to 2 feet deep everywhere, like the whole thing. And I think Jeremy was upstairs or something. And I was down here, and this dude comes up to the window, checks himself out, like, looking good. Takes my towel and picks it up and throws it on top of my other towels. Now, granted, it was pretty dry, but that's not the point. Because there was limited seating, I guess. And then he picked up my chair and walked off, and I'm like, dude. I wanted to get up right then and go get my towels and be like, and just give him a dirty look. But then I'm like, you know, it was like 5 o'clock. But people will come here. They have to pay like $5 per kid and like $10 for adults or something, $15. I don't know. But they can come and basically stay all day. But they can't bring in food or drink. So it's good for the restaurant. So it's chairs set up, tables all over the pool that were taken down when we were out there. Ooh. But I was just so put them on because I'm like, why you gotta be touching my stuff? Like, obviously he did not know I was sitting there. He didn't know whose towel it was. He certainly didn't think it was my towel, I'm sure. But like, he just got him a chair and went and sat down. And I watched him because I could see him great. And I watched him for a few minutes. He just, you know, tossed him back. He wasn't being unruly or anything, but he just looked like he was a little full of himself even then. So the other thing that gets me is, so since our doors are reflective on the outside, how would you describe like the picture taking?
It's like a stick your butt out situation.
Show us.
Like an Instagram.
You're not going to do it?
Instagram model type.
You don't want to
thing.
show how they do it?
And they're just like.
You do. You want to show how they do it.
Leg cocked back. And
so
we
these
always
women
we get the butt inside.
Will be like age like 18 to 30. And they are dressed very provocatively. And not always. And they got their hair extensions in. But they just aren't. And they will literally like turn around like this is the camera. Stick their butt out and take pictures like this. And somebody will be taking their picture. And a little kid will run by and they'll look at the little kid like the little kid's the problem. And they'll do all these pictures. And they'll take like 20 pictures. But they're doing it basically in my living room. And my girls are like, oh, look at her dress. And I'm like, I'm looking at her butt cheek hanging out. And like, they just don't, I mean, they're just not very modest. They don't. But like,
I thought about going
it's
out
so distracting and annoying
in the chair and be like, hey, what's up?
When you're just trying to like chill. And that's probably why I was drying the towels out there too, just to kind of give a barrier, but that didn't stop them. They just still came and took their photographs. And it's just, it almost makes me feel like it's like not like a boudoir like photo shoot, but like it's almost like that. Like they're just very like bending forward, bending backwards, just really boosting everything up and leaning. And my kids are like 10 and 7 and they're like watching these women do this. And I'm like, can you please do your photo shoot next door?
I blame.
But ours is closer to the
I
ocean.
blame Instagram and Facebook. It's all their fault.
Or is it the people taking the pictures? I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of one of those things. Technology has come so far that it's just...
And now we've gone back.
And who knows who they're sending these pictures to? I'm like, do you have a mother? Where is she?
I don't think they're thinking about
I
mom.
just want to go out there and be like, it matters what's on the inside. Who are you on the inside?
What's your heart saying?
So, I don't know. Those kind of things come on there. So we have these relaxing days, and I'm like, just move along.
I think at the end of the relaxing day, it's kind of like, okay, now we're bored. Let's...
It happened, and it's not like it happens once or twice. It happens like
every Saturday
all
and
day.
Sunday.
And the chairs, actually, yesterday, the chairs really helped, but today the chairs didn't help.
I thought about going and sitting out there and be like, hey, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah, and I don't think
Get
so.
off my
Jeremy,
porch.
we've talked about putting our laundry out there because it would dry faster, but I'm like,
That would be funny.
it'll be a little too campy. But it might scare away the picture takers. I don't know why I even care that
Whether they're
much.
cleaning some fish.
I do care, but I don't know why I care so much. I do.
We could try to redneck this place up a lot.
So highlights for today. I think this is our 40th day in Liberia. Let me go check on that.
I've never fried chicken before, but I sure have done.
Oh, you're so good at it.
I mean, we did that. I put in the egg, put it in the flour, and then I put it in the skillet.
Remember when you rolled your eyes at me about breading the chicken?
I knew that would be fine. I just didn't want to do it with chicken wings, little bitty chicken wings.
Oh, it'd be so good with those.
It's just a lot of work.
Remember when you rolled your eyes at me like she don't know, and now you're like, oh, that was.
I do that for the legs. I mean, I know how to do
40th
that.
day in Liberia for the Smiths. Today is day 40.
The 40. That's very significant in the Bible.
40 days.
Maybe we'll get some answers.
40 days. It will be nice if on the 41st day we're like, hey, we're done.
We should have been fasting.
Would have been nice on the 10th day, you
Should have been
know.
fasting all this time.
Yeah. Fasting. Oh gosh. We need you to be alert. We need you to not. What do you need? No.
It's biblical.
No.
Not that bad.
No.
What you looking for? Silence is golden.
You're never silent. You don't like silence. See, you're freaked out when I'm too quiet.
What are you looking for? So yeah, good stuff.
So I think I've struggled a lot with our purpose here. Like, why are we here? Are we supposed to be here? And I do want to read this verse. In Micah, there's a lot of questions about what people are supposed to do, and they're saying, what can we bring to the Lord? Should we bring in burnt offerings? Should we bow before the God Most High with offerings of yearly calves? Should we offer him thousands of rams and 10,000 rivers of olive oil? Should we sacrifice our firstborn children to pay for our sins? That people are asking what they can do to honor God. Like, what does he want? What does he want? What does he want? What does he want? And God answers, no, O people, the Lord has told you what is good. This is what he requires of you, to do what is right, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. And that's a really simple thing. Like, do what is right, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God is all that the Lord requires of you. And principle. So, no, you don't have to kill your firstborn child. No, I mean, all of these traditional offerings and sacrifices that they would do to show outwardly their deference and reverence to God was traditional. But, I mean, what does he require of us? And so as we're here, you know, trying to get the projects done for the orphanage, because the more secure that orphanage is, the more children that they can help. And the death rate is high for kids in Liberia. High. Like, and these are important people that are dying before they even have a chance to impact the world. And so for us to do what is right is to see the actual needs in front of us and do them, like painting the wall or getting the solar panels done. I'm gonna need some financial help from you guys for that, because it's more of a $2,500 project, including getting a deep freezer too to kind of tie it all together. they already have the oven, get the walls painted, deep freezer that can run off a solar panel, electricity off the grid would be great. And then it would save them tons of money long term, and then they would not have to go, like, just the food stuff, just keeping the food cold. But that to me is what's right. And to love mercy is to be patient and merciful towards both governments as they aren't doing what we want them to do, and at times we feel as though they're doing nothing, but we want to be graceful and merciful towards them, because I think a lot of them are certainly ignorant of the damage that they're doing. And I think a lot of us can say in certain times of our lives we've been ignorant of the damage that we're doing. So I know I have. I mean, even just buying fair trade coffee, I'm like, what? I'm like, I used to fund slave labor because I bought slave coffee instead of fair trade coffee. Like, I feel bad about that.
I feel like the painting of the fence is a good Karate Kid moment.
Yeah.
Paint the fence.
But to walk humbly with your God, I think that goes back to that, trying to stay in our lane and fix what we can fix. Like when we got the medications from the pharmacy, as funny as it was for my jokes on what was on the top shelf, the look on Albert's face, the orphanage director here, when he was like, "Oh, I can reduce the order. It's costing too much." And I'm like, "No, dude, get what you need." It was just this sense of relief of him being able to, and gratitude, to just have a moment that, and he has these moments normally where he just care for everybody the way he needs to. But when they go through this drought where they've done like 5 or 6 adoptions in the last 12 months, and they can't, and normally they're doing 20 to 40, like, the business, nonprofits have to still meet their quota to stay alive. And so there's a lot going on there. And so, you really have to tighten down what you can afford and what you can't afford, and what you have to have today. And do you just, get medication when the next kid gets sick and you don't have it stocked? Or, same thing with food. Like, what do we actually have to have today? And where can we store it that it'll be safe? And those kind of things. So we're trying to take a lot of that easy to fix stuff off the table for him, to free him to expand his ministry in the best way that he sees fit. And so we're fixing what can be fixed that's basic in a humble way, to serve in that way and support him in that way. And then, what are the amazing things that he could do? He has a list of kids that need to come in that orphanage that he can't get to because he doesn't have anywhere to put them. So if we can take some of the daily business obstacles that are just exhaustingly in the way right now. And then, this program is going to be back on its feet in the next couple months, and things are going to pick up and everything's going to be fine. But it is important to me that a birth mother walks to the door of that orphanage home and is not turned away. If she has a legitimate need, or maybe even a birth father, if he has a legitimate need and is come to the point where it is like, there's no other option, these kids are going to die if you don't take them, we do not need to be turning those people away. And the thing is people can put their kids in the orphanage, and if things turn up for them, like if their life gets better and they want to come back and get their kids, there's no punishment for that, or penalty or fee or anything. They can have their kids. And that sometimes does happen. Not often, but sometimes they will better their situation and choose to parent. So that's what we want. But by no means do we want their kids more at risk. So we're excited about that. So hopefully you guys will help with that and be excited about that. The solar panels have the breakdown of the cost. I'm going to talk about that a lot in the Facebook Noonday group. And you don't have to be a girl to be in the Noonday group. Jeremy helps with Noonday stuff all the time. Jeremy buys Noonday a lot for gifts for me and the girls, and for different occasions that occur. So,
See,
I miss teaching swimming lessons. I was watching those kids play today, and there's like 4 or 5-year-olds that are like, it's only 1.5 to 2 feet of water in the whole pool. It's large, and they're in life jackets, like full-on life jackets. Crazy, huh?
I'm like, that's a little bit overkill, bud, but hey.
Whatever. And there's a lifeguard out there,
so
too.
You can drown in a tablespoon of water.
Full-on lifeguard, It's not a tablespoon of water. It's 2 inches of water.
Whatever.
Tablespoon? You cannot drown in a tablespoon of water.
Yeah, if you're a little bitty person.
No. Not a tablespoon.
Do you live to correct me?
It's just dumb. You said they say you could drown in a tablespoon of water. Who says?
They.
I can't just let you say that.
You know the infamous they.
2 inches of water.
Oh, okay.
Not a tablespoon. Where did you hear that?
I thought 2 inches of water could sweep you off your feet or something like that, too.
Now you're just making stuff up.
It's true. Moving water.
I do not live to correct you, but Drowning
like
in a
it.
tablespoon of water is impossible.
Okay.
Like, a tablespoon of water will not even occlude your entire mouth and nose.
Okay.
Even if you're a baby.
Okay. Duly noted.
You're silly. Do you think I should just let that go?
You can't. You're incapable of it.
Would you be able to let it go? I can't wait to measure the wall.
I can't either. It's gonna be fun.
Cannot wait. Okay, that's all.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.